This episode is brought to you by Generate Solutions, your go-to AI experts specializing in empowering commercial real estate companies and environmental consulting firms. As AI is quickly transforming industries and enhancing efficiency, it is important you don't let your business fall behind. At Generate Solutions, we streamline workflows and automate tasks by creating custom AI agents tailored specifically to your business needs. Interested in taking your operations to the next level with AI? Email mfiorante@generatesolutions.com or find us directly on LinkedIn by clicking the link in the bio. On to our episode.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of A Conversation with John Canana. Tonight we go down kind of a different path, but a path with what I'm going to call tonight a path of leadership and passion. This young man is involved as a highly experienced insurance professional with over a decade of industry expertise, specializing in training and mentoring top producers with various companies, known for the passion for teaching and achieving personal professional goals, and has developed, this is what I love here, a reputation for effectively guiding teams, individuals to reach their highest potential in a world now that needs that kind of attention. Also, we will be touching on tonight with my guest. He is the board of director of a member here in the Chicagoland community. Società di Beato, again we say?
Beato Giovanni.
Beato Giovanni, and of course, chairman of the sponsor committee for the Società di San Francisco di Paolo. My guest tonight is Cristian Alaimo. Cristian, thanks for coming here tonight and getting on the Zoom here tonight with me. And what's going on with you, young man, these days? You seem like you're kind of busy.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for having me. It's an absolute honor to be with a Hall of Famer like yourself.
Oh, thank you.
In all industries, journalism and in hockey.
Thank you.
We have connections, you and I, with the family and everything too. But just as you as who you are in the community and in the state, it's a pleasure being here. And
thank you.
Yeah, I'm busy. Is an understatement. I'm always doing something.
Cristian, I got to ask you, because even when I heard about you, and of course meeting you, and there's a charisma about you. There's a confidence. Where did you go to college? How does it start? Where did you go to college?
I attended Dominican University in River Forest,
which is one of a top school. I consider a Dominican and an Elmhurst College in Elmhurst probably two of the most underrated schools that people think, oh yeah, what is that? Is this? Those are two top schools, and more people are coming out of those two colleges. Did you always have this kind of passion for this field? And how long now have you been in this field when we talk about the insurance?
Well, insurance, I started about a decade ago. I started as just a producer and I just grew from there. And then I became a manager and started leading teams. And then through repetition of just top production and just managing people and leadership, I developed a skill there. In 2020, I was asked to take over the training for the whole agency I was working with. And at the time, I really didn't know much about it, but I did have a passion for teaching. And I think that was evident in a lot of things they saw me do at my agency.
Cristian, I'm sorry. Who was this with?
So my first company I worked with insurance-wise is called American Income Life. And it was an agency outside of in Schaumburg. We was where our office was. And we dealt with union benefits in different niche markets. So I started doing the training there. And at first it was kind of just like, getting my feet wet. And then after 2-3 weeks, I've had people after my training leave and just say, thank you so much for giving me the practical knowledge to be good at this. Because a lot of things in that industry is all just kind of maybe not intentionally, but just it happens this way. Because people want to just start off strong and want to do well. they rush information and they don't know how to take it in, and the how to is not really discussed. When I
Got you.
teach and in my trainings now, I focus on, philosophies and psychological things that you can do when you're with a client, but I also focus on the how to step-by-step process that takes you from point A to point B so you can be more successful. And then ever since then, I've just been doing the trainings, and people I've trained have had opened their own agencies. So
I got to tell you, that's got to be the compliment of compliments for you that they told you. This was in 2020 or 21 when they asked you to do this.
2020 is when I started, and then right off the bat, people started hitting the ground running, leaving my training.
You know what? It's just like anything that we do. Like even now at my age, I have this travel agency. I think, oh yeah, what does this 25-year-old girl know more than me, this 66-year-old guy? But really, you opened up my eyes here a little bit here tonight by saying this, because now you really watch, can we use this word tonight successfully on this show? Tendencies of that person, correct?
Correct. Correct.
How you can better them, how can you form them, what to say, what not to say, what's the approach?
I think that I put myself in a lot of situations, and I know how it was to start off in an industry like that, and how scary it could be, and how uncertain it could be. So my main goal is anybody that ever came to my help, I just wanted to help them get more certain of what they needed to do.
Right.
I can't help with the result because in the end, that's each person, right?
Exactly.
But I can guide you at least in, like, if here's the process that you can follow, now put yourself into it. Put your personality, put your charisma, put your, whatever brings you to the table, whatever skills you have, bring it. Sure. And I feel like that was lost for a lot of people because they couldn't do the job the way they wanted to do it. So I try to make it so they can connect to it.
Did you use your style when you went into this training mode? Now you're hired to do this training. Did you use, we're going to do it. I mean, not that you said it, but you told this John Smith, hey, we're going to do the Cristian Alaimo style. I mean, we're going to do it. This is the way I would approach it. Did you use the same? Were you 100% genuine in saying, hey, Smitty, do it this way?
It's so funny you're saying that, because as you're talking, I'm about to tell you exactly what happened. Everything I teach, I taught myself first.
Beautiful.
And I literally was in my apartment when and I'll bring this up when we talk more about leadership. I didn't study my notes, or I didn't develop philosophies or psychological things to do in this industry based on things I just learned. I literally was doing this based on the bad days when things were hard, and I didn't know if I wanted to continue to do it or else I had to get better. And I just made the decision to get better. And that put me in a position to learn this stuff faster. And then I developed my own way of doing it that kind of makes it easy for anybody to do it. And then I train people. And I had people like, I can remember this woman. She was, okay, you're saying your late 60s. I met a woman, I was training her, and it was, I'll just say her first name, Deborah. She was in her late 70s.
Oh.
Changing careers. Her husband was sick, and I took her under my wing, and she hit the ground running. Unfortunately, things happen in life, and she had to take more care of her husband. But for someone like that who felt like she's starting over at that point of her life, I gave her the steps to actually feel confident when she talked to clients. And I can remember her, and she was already back in like 2018. These are the things you remember. These are the things you do.
Exactly. And from that, they develop. So you getting, I'll jump ahead and then I'm going to go back. You've gotten a reputation for, professional growth. Do you get the compliment back from, how do you hear that? Hey, you know what? So-and-so is doing really well, man. They have taken they've been under Cristian's wing. Did you see like a progression with you? Like your way was now, accumulating dividends.
I'll tell you right now, the other day.
Yeah. No.
I taught a young lady, she's from Iowa. She came to my class. She was a beautician. Yeah. She doesn't know anything about insurance. She went through one of my booking classes and my presentation class. She just got licensed. Her very first phone call with a client, she booked the appointment. And she called me right after and said, hey, I did this.
Cristian, I mean, let's face it, it's just like a sale or anything else. What a good field, isn't it? That
That,
good feel,
but
like, wow.
that small, minute part of the whole process
Right, right.
made my whole day the other day.
Yeah.
And then I get in coach mind. You know what I'm talking. You get in coach mind when the player tells you things. Coach will tell me, oh yeah, now you can do this. Now add to you do that. You know what?
Yeah. Let's talk about a little bit of the negativity of this. Can you tell? Like, okay, it's me. I'm coming in there, and you could tell. Yeah, I want to do this. You're guiding me. Can you tell if a John Canena doesn't have it? Do you go home at night and you say to yourself, "Oh God, this guy, he should be a greeter at Walmart." Yeah. I mean, can you tell? I mean, because you've got a lot of experience here.
So I'll tell you. Here's my answer: yes and no. So I'll tell you the yes. I can definitely see when someone's like, might not have it all there to do the job and might need time to do something else. But I've also seen that I'll say no in the sense of I've seen people that were born in a different country, couldn't speak English as their first language, come to an industry of insurance and become millionaires. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's in between. It's really like, yeah, you don't even have to have the skills that you think you need, but if you can find the one thing, your niche that you're really good at. And for me, it was really just starting to talk to people and getting them to open up, which is a huge thing in sales, is to connect the emotion and logic to the product or to whatever you're providing. But for me, it was just like, I can sit down with a person like yourself and we can just shoot the breeze for 2 minutes. And after 3 minutes, this conversation is going to keep going. It's not going to stop. And we just met. So it's like that. I brought that to the equation because of past jobs I've had and past experiences. So I think that whole, I guess, bringing that to the table was just my first step. And then I had to learn the job itself and then just carry a little knowledge. But I always try to be analytical in my thinking, try to break everything down so I can be my process.
You know what's great about this? You're almost like, I'll say it this way. You're like the referee or the umpire. You're always gonna have the one you really like, but you really have to be, okay, I'm going to really try to show you 100%. I'm going to give it all I got here. And like you said, you brought up a good point. We're dealing with different personalities. We're dealing with different clients. How long were you a seller again? I know you probably said it here in the beginning. How long were you a seller before you became, the teacher?
Right. 3 years.
3 years. So this company saw your numbers or whatever it is that, hey, this guy's got it all going on. But are there a lot of you that are doing this?
Yes and no. Yes, there a lot of insurance companies are putting emphasis on training. Yes. No, in the sense of people like me doing it. There's usually just like managers doing it. There's not someone that's just a set train. I sacrifice, and I still sell insurance now. I just have a book of business I deal with, and I deal with more like small businesses, which is my niche market. Again, that's something I'm getting into as well. But for me, it was just it was just I sacrificed like whatever I did and what I knew and the successes I had, and even the downfalls I had in insurance. And I just take that all in and be like, I could teach somebody to come in this and feel more confident. I've trained people that didn't make it, that I still talk to just to keep in touch and be like, hey, how's everything going? Wish you nothing but success. And to even have that relationship with people that just started a job just to pay a bill, like it's really not, it's not serious in this sense, but they felt a connection and they still want to keep that connection.
I'd love to ask you this question. Have you dealt with, I'll use the word veteran guy. Let's say he's the guy my age who comes in there and he says, like how I started there tonight. Oh, yeah, I know it all. Who needs Christian? Do you get that kind of a guy that you've had to maybe retrain and tell him, hey, this is how it is in 2026?
Yes.
Do you find like,
go ahead.
Yeah. No, I mean, you found like, hey, where they're not listening to you, and before you know it, they are listening to you. They make that change.
It's so funny. The first day, my first class in the new year, guy was been in he was in final. He's a financial advisor. He still is a financial advisor, and he wanted to get into life insurance because honestly, like just I've been honest the whole time, but like just like being very, very transparent, the industry is blowing up now because they're adding new things to this, and it's just I know there's going to be a huge push for this kind of product soon, but he's sensing it too, and he's a financial advisor, so he wanted to get in on it. The first thing he tells me in the 5 minutes of knowing him is that. So automatically you have that over your shoulder. Like, hey,
He's
you
selling
better.
you. He knows. He knows it all.
I got some knowledge over you too, and I respect that. I'm not even going to pretend I'm a financial advisor. I'm well versed in a lot of that stuff, but doesn't mean I provide it or anything.
Sure.
Regardless of the fact, as I taught, you can see the eyes change and the head nods and the more thinking. And then by the end of my second week with him, he literally said, "This has been amazing. You put a lot of thought into this. I've learned so much from you, and I definitely will be in contact with you." So like
Because
just getting that.
sure, it's human nature to fall back on our old crusty ways. Like, oh yeah, come on, what does he know? He's young, he's 30, he's 40, whatever the age is here. You find that. I have to ask you, getting into this field, I mean, for you now that you've been doing this end of it, 5 years, I have to tell you, as the consumer who, let's say, is buying health insurance,
Right.
you need to go to someone who could really I think any kind of insurance, you need this type of person that's got to know, because I don't think the consumer uh, can buy insurance like they can buy an airline ticket to Florida. I'm saying, okay, we'll go to Florida. We'll go on Spirit, But yeah, do you find that to be true where this is
Yeah.
why you become a very integral part to this, because you're
Right.
teaching and these people got to know their thing.
So I always said that the human aspect of our job will never go away because humans can generate emotions and robots can't. So we're always going to be needed, but here's how we can be needed if we can show the
Sure.
client that we care, that we know that we're going to be there for them, and the actual person themselves needs to know that. And you know, it's hard to say like where the industry will go for this particular person, but I know that they can just start off on the right foot. That's what I look for. That's why I try to teach them.
Christian, I got to ask you, because now, and you brought up a big word here today, change. Everything is always constantly changing, and I'm sure this industry of yours is constantly changing. You, as the teacher now, the guy who's out there showing this, do you always have to keep your head above the water? Meaning, okay, I got to sharpen my pencil now.
The best thing about teaching is that you're learning too.
Yeah,
As I'm teaching and I go through my classes, I'm learning too. I'm relearning things I taught myself. And then when I'm with a client, it all comes back to me too. So I sharpen my skills every day with it. Now that I started my own business with it, it's just a more even intense way of doing it because I'm really putting my name out there, my reputation, and like, hey, listen, if you
sure.
come to me, I really can help you. But I don't want to. And I tell people all the time, and I know it's kind of like a cop out, but it's the truth is like I can take you places, but it's going to take investment in time, efforts, and of course money because when you're good at something and you can help people and you know you can, you're going to put it out there for people to enjoy it and have the service. So it comes at a price. But besides that, I know I can help people, and I know that if you come to me, I can take you to places. I've had people
Sure.
pay for one package for me, and they didn't need me anymore. I've had people pay multiple packages, and that's when it clicked for them. It just depends on the person.
Let me ask this, which I should have asked you right from the get-go here.
No, you're good.
Your insurance, what is the name of this company or business? What is the name of it?
So my business I just started is Professional Alaimo one-on-one coaching. That's my business I do
Okay.
for coaching and training. And I work with two agencies under the Symmetry Financial Group. And
And of course,
Symmetry
we have a
Financial
nice
Group,
a website that you could that I know you sent it to me,
yes,
the Professor
correct.
Alaimo. If you want to mention the website
Yeah,
to
I can also show it if you let me share your screen. I can show it as
yes,
well.
please.
Or
You want to maybe can you hold? I
yeah,
don't
do your
know.
thing. You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
But yes, I have a website. It's called professoralaimo.com.
ProfessorAlaimo.com, right? Yes.
Yeah.
And again, then this has been how long with ProfessorAlaimo.com, the business?
The business itself, I started June of 2025. It
Mhm.
was more of like demand from my classes, like, hey, do you do like, can I meet with you and I'll pay you? And I was like, okay, sure. And it was like one, I didn't let them pay me at first because I didn't really see anything in it. And then my agency owner at the time, he just kind of like, you know what, you should start something like that. That way, it just gives them an avenue to feel more inclined that if they pay you, they'll do it with you and they're serious. And then I was doing a class, and this lady's like, "Hey, I'll pay you to do it. Just how much is your cost?" And then I gave her a price, and she's like, "That's perfect. Let's do it." And ever since then,
Wow.
that first month, I was like, "Where's?" I hit. I was like, "Dude, this is a lot of people for just trying this out." And then I went to
Sure, I can
Italy.
imagine.
Then I went to Italy for a week, which was a nice little relaxation. And then when I came back, I just started slowly but surely doing my classes and slowly but surely getting more clients. And in September, I just decided to get a website just to show more legitimacy. Started the LLC, and
By the way, I love the website. It's fantastic. I got to ask you, how much of it, Christian, now, even though you said it was June of 25?
yeah.
June of 25. How much of it now we're going to be infringing in about 5 months, 1 year, when we get to June of 2026? Are you
Yeah.
starting to get that thing where, like, hey, this guy Alaimo, he's got this business. Are you getting the referral that way?
Yeah. So yes and no in the sense of I'm doing more marketing with that part. I'm reaching
Right.
out to people I've worked with in the past, and I have two agency owners that I'm really tight with that I want to kind of see through with them, and then work with other agencies around their circle. So I'm building it, as efficiently as I possibly can with the resources I have. I also am working a lot, so everything is in the beginning stages and building a foundation. But I am in
Very
the
nice.
stage where I'm like always thinking about it. I don't know. I know you own a business, and you know where it's like
Right.
you
Oh yeah,
wake
you
up,
got
you go to bed thinking about it, and you wake up thinking about it.
Yeah,
I'm at
it's like
that.
that constant, like that
Yeah,
constant. Like I have friends of mine, men friends, lady friends that say, "Oh, well, you know what? You're the owner of Venus Travel. Just sleep in today." Really? Okay, well,
yeah.
they'll lose about 4 clients because they're going to go online and book their ticket. Sleep.
True.
You
It's true.
sleep, you lose. Yeah, you snooze, you lose, is the American
Right.
saying, right? Um,
Right.
did you ever? This is fascinating. Did you ever think you were going to get? you know, okay, I think the turning point here, and tell me if I'm wrong, is 2020 for you because now you become this, you're showing people the product and showing people you have this leadership quality. I mean, this is probably something that's a second nature in you that you probably never saw.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I played sports, and I always was like very vocal in
Very good.
sports. So I was always there, and I think that's where it came from. And then like at Dominican, I was part of the Italian organization there, and built
Yes.
my way up. I was a president of that organization, and I know what it's like to just lead people.
Yeah.
And
No.
yeah, I can tell you, any job I had, at some point, I got good enough to where people came under my wing to like, learn something from me, and I made them good.
Going back to your playing sports days, you were probably like that coach that you need on the field, that guy that needs to motivate while even though you have this coach on the sidelines who's
Sure.
implementing the play, but yeah, showing everything else. I have to tell you more and more, especially now because of the change. Someone like you now becomes really people, if they believe in you, boy, this thing for you has taken
Yeah.
off and it's only going to get better. And if they believe in what you're saying and what you're doing, and one thing, uh, I remember from an old boxer named Sugar Ray Robinson, he used to say, arrogance is fatal. Cocky is good. It's not that you're cocky, Christian. What I see here tonight in these short 25 minutes of talking to you so far, you have a confidence like no other. And when that confidence comes out when you're doing the right thing, and I feel that, wow, for you to be doing this and you're at a young age here, you got a confidence of brewing, don't you feel?
I That's all I can go off of, really. I just see the vision, and I just know I'm going to get it. That's
Right.
pretty much it.
Last question, because then I want to talk to you about the Italian community and what you're doing in
Sure.
the Italian community. How do you feel? Are we in for major changes in this industry that you are part of?
Yes, we are, especially health insurance for sure. I
Yes.
think that health insurance is going to be
It's
coming.
a constant change every year, right, Chris? Like I think about my mom and my dad. I think about my mother-in-law who just passed away. And again, my thank you for coming that day, and my father-in-law. How could our parents of this Italian structure, who their English was so, they need someone to guide them
Yeah,
in this. Thank God for the children and everything that helped these people, but this is a constant change. You see it.
I see it in the type of service we're going to get as far as the plans that they're going to provide. Prices might do better. I just don't know how they're going about it really there. I don't make that call. But as far as what is more available to people to actually use the health insurance for, I think that's changing. Life insurance is going to blow up. It's so majority of life insurance companies are coming out with living benefits where you can actually get your life insurance while you're alive if something catastrophic happens. So if like you're disabled and you're no longer working, you actually get either monthly
Sure.
payouts or the whole payout. So
Wow.
and cancer diagnoses, things like this, and like that's the real change I've
Sure.
seen the last 4 years, and that I know that when people know more about that, they're just going to want to make sure they're protected 24/7, 7 days a week.
Thank you for bringing up those two things because, when you hear life insurance, the word life, and this is kind of a confidence for people who will be watching this on YouTube and Spotify. When you hear life insurance, you always think, oh, yeah, I got to pay this thing till I'm 95. And then, my kids are going to get the money and John's going to go buy a
Yeah.
Corvette. The thing is, yeah, now this cancer and everything else, you have brought up some really important things for this future. Okay, let's talk about this Italian community and what you're doing with this Italian community. It's always been a good thing in my life, and sometimes it could be a little bit of a bumble in my shoe. But so we'll talk about it. The thing is this. Okay, we'll talk about the Società
Yeah.
di Giovanni
Beato
first.
Giovanni. Yeah.
Yeah. And what is your role there again? You are a board of director there?
Yeah. So the Beato Giovanni Licio is a patron saint from the small town in Sicily, Caccamo.
Come on.
That's where my dad was from. And so it's a Sicilian organization. I've been pretty much celebrating and attending masses there since I was a kid.
Wow.
I became a member in 2015, shortly after my father passed away, and was an active member since. And then in 2024, I ran for. You think I got confidence? I got something. I ran for president of the organization.
The one in with the Giacomo, okay.
Yeah, and unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, I think more fortunately, I did not get elected. But at the time, they needed one more chair to be filled, and the president asked me to join. So, even though that didn't work out in my favor to get the presidency, he did invite me on to be a board of director and then start just my journey in that organization as a leader. I've been doing that for the last 2 years, hoping to become vice president soon and kind of just continue the organization's traditions.
And I have to ask you, Christian, if you don't mind me answering this question. Who is the president right now of the CAC?
So right now we have our president. His name is Giuseppe Perna.
Okay.
And then we have a treasurer. His name is Matteo Sanfratello. And then our secretary is Mary Gall. And then I'm still the board of directors. But again, we're having a meeting to go over the fine tuning of the last board that was elected. So, but
the main focus here is what with this group?
The decision making on events. I direct events, so I call for instance, we do the Casa Italia. We used to do a festa, so I would contact Casa Italia. I would contact them to get the pricing, get the permits, get all that stuff done. I'm behind the scenes. I'm also the guy that goes and grabs the stuff and puts in his car from Costco and brings it over there. Like I'm that. I'm very. Hey, if the garbage has to be taken out, I take out the garbage.
Take out the garbage. You're right, exactly. This
I got a key.
got a key? No, but the mission statement here, what do you think what's their statement?
So Beato Giovanni Liccio was a patron saint in the town, but he's not actually a saint. He's a blessed, so he still has more miracles to overcome to become a saint. So I think that was always the mission, is that, to get him to sainthood. I've been fortunate enough to celebrate I've been at the church that we have here, which is unheard of for these organizations to have an actual chapel. So we have a chapel here, and I've also gone to Kokomo too. Last 2 years I've gone to Kokomo, and I got to see the organization they have out there, the churches they have out there. So you get more of a connection to everything. So I guess the mission is just to carry his name as long as we possibly can, and to get him to the sainthood, but also maintaining the traditions from that town, from that area in Sicily. Because a lot of those people are, it's sad to say, but they're going. They're not going here,
right. And before I want to ask you, how many right now are members? Do we know how many we have as members?
I can tell you that there's a lot of members that have been in the organization over time, and active members since we did the last census. It was about 40 to 50 members that are active, and then of course their families. But there's members that have left Chicago to go back to Italy, go to Canada, go to Jersey, go to Boston. They live somewhere else. So it's hard to maintain that. They do the best they can, but as far as the books are concerned, who's active, it's not there.
So now go back and forth with these two. The Società di San Francesco di Paola, this is a Calabrese faction.
Oh, that's correct.
Yeah. And your mom was Calabrese. Okay. So here again, this one too has been around a long time.
Yeah.
What so, and you're the chairman.
Just before I go, Beato Giovanni has been around in Chicago since 1920. 1920.
So it's what? So it's we have more than 50, I'm sure.
Yes.
Especially probably after World War II, with the first, let's say, well, I'll say that was the second immigration, but were the, because after World War I, but I think a lot of people went to New York after World War I. Exactly. World War II was a little bit more diversified. Before I talk about this, I want to just say, I know you've had discussions with Frank Tapiro, who's amazing in our Italian community. Frank really likes to see, this take off, and what we're going to get into now, meaning how can this younger set, because it's our younger set that we're concerned about. I've had many conversations with Frank, and this was really the thing that kind of took me about you, that, hey, you wanted to talk about this. So this next one, of course, is one that I'm a little bit more familiar with. What is your role here, and what moving forward?
In the San Francesco di Paola, the Società di San Francesco di Paola, I'm the chairman of the sponsorship committees. I'm sorry, I just keep board of directors. Chairman of the sponsorship committee. So I'm in charge of making sure sponsorships are coming in. I get new sponsorships. I contact these individuals. Obviously, I'm working directly with multiple people. It's not just me, but Joe Russo, the president, is someone I work with directly with that we handle sponsorships on a regular. But there's other people that bring in sponsorships. I make sure that, not only that the sponsors are happy and their voices and their banners and their pamphlets and all their ads are out there, but that the society is using this as a tool to generate more advertising for these businesses. Like, hey, Toronto bread is, then hey, you go to this. So it's like just being more connected with everyone and making more like a yearly thing that we all can look forward to is my goal. I don't want everyone to feel like they have to just kind of bring in, it's all about money. It's not about money. It's really about working together as a community to promote each other and really grow together. That's my goal in the Italian community, is just to stop this kind of like back and forth sort of thing, and just kind of going to come together, especially on like big topics that we all want to handle and attack.
When we talk about the young generation and, and how we see that the numbers are dwindling and we're going to keep it on this forum tonight with the Kokomo and San Francisco di Paola, do you start to see a trend where maybe we can get that younger set or the grandkid of the Calabrese people to say, hey, your grandfather in 1954 was a member of this club. Can we get this? Do you see the change or no?
Great question. I do see the change in my generation and the generation ahead. I think that we're being more vocal and more willing to do it. Are my kids or I don't have kids, but my nieces and nephews, like that generation, that's what I'm really doing it for, is them. Because I want them to remember their roots. And the only way they're going to in these societies that were formed by immigrants, formed by people that were at the towns where they're representing here. I mean, this is like, it's in their blood. And to keep it in the blood is one of the challenges that these organizations face. So maybe having my face and doing things like these podcasts that I've been doing, just
get the word out. Right, exactly. I got to ask you, do you think the downfall of course, we're basing it on, we're talking about these two tonight. Do you think people get the let's say our Italian community gets the consensus of, oh yeah, we're paying $50 for the dinner and 45 of it is 45 of it is going in Alaimo's pocket. Do you think this is I know, no. No, but do you think this is the misconception? Do you think this is the misconception?
Sure. I guess people can think anything they want to think, but in the end, I think that the organization's thriving and they're still around. People are willing to still go to these events and want to be part of it. Like if there was something like that going on, I'm a big believer in karma and how God works, and I don't think that works.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. But thank you for saying it that way. But I just think I don't know, is the younger set sometimes worse than the older set? Because the older
Murphy's Law, if it can be the worst it could possibly be expected.
Yeah, because maybe there's that grandpa that's still alive that says, "Oh yeah, that club, I gave them $20. They made 200,000 50 years ago with my $20." No, but I'm just saying, can we, like I said, the biggest talks I've had with Frank has always been about, can we, you as being a board of director and a chairman, one of your goals is to get to this younger set, correct?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Everyone wants, these kids are go on social media and they see the CEO life, the boss life. And I feel like the social media is so polluted that they don't know what it takes to get there. And on top of it, the skills it takes to even get there is not even just the idea of you having money and then paying for it. The skills to maintain that, what they're looking for. The first thing I would tell the young people is, if you want to become that sort of top tier kind of person, that leader, the first person you need to lead is yourself. And if you cannot lead yourself, you can't lead other people. And this is coming from a guy I've transformed myself so many times. It's not even funny. So maybe I'm just kind of just speaking it out to hear myself say it and to share it but developing the habits needed. And one of the greatest books I could tell young people to read regarding habits is Atomic Habits by James Clear. If they read that book, they'll learn how habits work and they'll learn how to start building off that. And if they really want to influence people and really work with people, my favorite book of all time, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, will teach you how to talk to people and have people on your side.
Say that title again, because I think I've read the book by Carnegie. Say that title again, Christian. This last one. Yeah, the second one.
The second one is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie.
Carnegie, yes.
Book,
yeah, and, fantastic.
I've read that book 8 times. Every time I read it, I learn something new. But my point is, learn how to lead yourself. Learn how to develop the habits to become good and become successful within your own self.
Sure.
In turn, you will work and you'll be successful and train other people to be that. You're a coach. I'm telling you this. You already know this. You had players come to you knowing they had talent, and they would have bad games and there'd be something up and you'd have to come in and you'd be like, hey, psychologically, you're not there. I got to help you, man. Let me just help you. Let me get you where you need to
Right.
be. You need to develop these habits to get you out of this funk. Do this, do this, do this, and
Sure.
watch what.
Sure.
And like you need to know that. Young people don't know that. They think they just get a title and then you're going to go from there. Maybe some of them are being more real with themselves, knowing that title does not equate to leadership. But man, they act like they don't. They act like they just want to be a boss.
Christian, well said here tonight by you because, yeah, you get this title. It's just like, and I've been a part of a few clubs over the history of my life, but it looks like, we got to find a Cristian Alaimo because that older guy or that younger guy is just sitting there thinking, okay, what's for dinner tonight? Arancini here at the club, and we're not talking about anything, and nothing gets done. And I really think if it's the older or this new millennial doesn't like to be delegated to, like they feel
Correct.
like it's a downfall. Do you see that with these two clubs that you're part of?
I do. I do in the sense of they don't. I think they're not in the know, so it comes up out of the blue, and now they're like, "Oh yeah, now I got to be involved." It's more of like, "Hey, if I let you know ahead of time, maybe I'll think about it," sort of thing with them. So for me personally, I just want them to be like more willing to be part of something. So I find the times that they're willing to come, which is going to be the festas. The festas get everybody.
Sure.
So when you get them at the festa and you meet them and you talk to them and you start telling them, hey, listen, we need help or we need this or hey, I think you got good quality, come to the meetings. Because that was what I did. I just went to these meetings and I shut up and listened. Sometimes I didn't shut up and I didn't listen. I gave my voice. But in the end, I tried and then it got me to certain things and I became a better leader because of it. Like what I
No,
do in these non-for-profits, I bring to my business.
sure. I got to tell you, and correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of these clubs, and I don't know about these two, a lot of these clubs sometimes have held on to the guy my age or older who now does not want to hear the Alaimo view, the young and maybe quick and brisk and has the new idea. Do you agree with me, yes or no? Where this is why I've walked away from some of these things when I say it was the pebble in my shoe. Well, let's do it this way or let's try it this way. Not that I was the one advocating the change, but now we get somebody like you who's got this leadership quality. They see your honesty. They see that. I mean, you're not getting paid 100,000 to do this, right?
No,
No,
I wish.
right. You're there, for the love and the passion.
Yes,
Like Frank
100%.
DePiero always talks about the
Literally
love and the
willingness to do it.
willingness. Do you see that with a lot of these places besides the two that you're there?
I think that's a compliment that they would want to keep these guys on deck.
Right.
I think it's a huge like what was that coach? George Hallis. He left and they were trying to get him back. You know when he to coach the Bears. It's I feel for them. These gentlemen that have done so much for these organizations and know that it's time to let it go and they don't want to let it go, but know
Right.
that it's right. Like for instance, Joe Bruno, he started the organization with one of my grandfather and a bunch of other Calabres. They started the San Francisco de Paula, and he had that thing for like good 30 plus years before he gave it to Joe Russo and put him under the wing.
Right.
It's hard for him even now. He still comes to the meetings. He still has a voice. Obviously, he's getting older, so he doesn't go to as many. But it's all good. Like I respect him, but I also I feel for him in the sense that let us take it now. It's all good. You did your work.
You
Like
had your time, right? You
you did,
had your
yeah,
time.
and you did it right, and you did it great. You made your mistakes, and you had your successes. No one said you did it perfect, but no one will ever do this perfect.
Right.
And the best part about this, and we say it at a lot of these meetings, is how can we do the next event better than the last event? And by always just never being satisfied, that's a quality these leaders cemented in these organizations that's just naturally an energy that goes around in that room where decisions are being made.
Exactly. Um, I'm going to do a thing with you at 5 questions. It's kind of a fun thing here at the end. But I got to ask you,
I saw it the other day with Nick. I said I want to do it. So Nick is going to do it.
Okay, I'm glad you saw that. Because we want our audience to get to know Cristian Alaimo a little bit better. But I have to ask you, do you foresee yourself continuing and trying to make this work and trying to get more of the Italian community involved?
Yes.
Okay. Now, again, with both, I have to ask this, it might be the stupidest question of the interview. Do you have to be Calabrese to be San Francesco di Paolo, and with the Cacamo, do you have to be Sicilian?
So, with the difference between the two really
Yeah.
is one's a region and one's a town, right?
Got it.
So,
Yes.
San Francesco, you can be Calabrese and it won't be like my family's from Chirisano. There's people from
Chirisano.
Paola. There's people from San Marino. So there's like Regia. So like it's all good there.
Sure.
The Sicilian, the Cacamese one, we really just not that we just want. We take anybody. I'm not saying that, but it's just that we want our Cacamo group in Italy, in Chicago, to be more involved. So I would always say focus more on that. But if someone came through our doors and they're Sicilian or they're Italian or they're just heard about us and they want to be members, of course I'll give them information about it. We're not
sure.
But it was built for the Cacamese, and I want the Cacamese to feel more connected to it. Still come.
Well, I got to say this before we do the 5 questions. For all that's going on in your life with the instruction and the leadership role that you have, and your business that's going on here, this takes time, and it's sacrifice, and it takes time. And I mean, an 8-hour or 10-hour, I should say, really a day now in anybody's life is about 10, especially what you're doing. And then let's say you got to go for a 2-hour meeting. You're looking at a 12-hour day, eat, and then go to sleep. All right. I really want to thank you for that. But now let's talk. I got my first question for you. Let's go back to your business and how you got started in it. Who's some of those early mentors that you think about that say, wow, you need to put Cristian Alaimo on the path? Is it mom and dad? Is it somebody that, just it clicked one day? Wow, I met so-and-so. And a couple of mentors, you're at that light and you're thinking about, well, I really want to thank these people for putting me on the straight and narrow.
Oh, definitely my parents, without a doubt. My dad was sharp as a tack.
Very nice.
Even till the day.
Very nice. Very nice.
And, my mom is one of the strongest women I ever met, if not the strongest woman.
Very nice. Is mom still with us, Cristian?
Yeah, mom's still here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And my grandfather, my mom's dad, he was a rock.
And they showed you that insight. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess that was another reason with the San Francesco di Paolo, because I saw him sacrifice so much, and like when it got to the time where he couldn't do it, I was like, I got you. Don't even worry about it. And me and my brother took the helm, and my brother's also been very, very active in both societies.
And I got to tell you, Cristian, these are lasting impressions. These are a lasting impression that keeps us going. Very nice. I'm glad you brought up those family members, because that means a lot. All right. What's that movie that you could watch 200 times and not get bored? Give me one or two. Not get bored. Tell me. Let's see if I watch these.
The Godfather. The Godfather is my favorite.
Okay, do you like the one with Marlon Brando, the very first one?
I do like Marlon Brando one because I like Marlon Brando and I like the whole just beginning thing. But obviously, 2's a better screenplay and better better whole thing. But I love the Godfather. I love that movie.
I have to tell you, I always jump to number 2, where De Niro learns how to speak that Sicilian dialect.
Yeah,
it's incredible. And when he had to give up the job because that Don Finucci wanted his nephew to come in, and he goes like this with his hand, and I do it a lot now, even though I'm Barese. I go, io non mi scordo. I'm put out on YouTube to see that,
Yeah.
All right.
That's one of the movies I would watch over and over again.
So you're having a bad day. This is question 3. You're having a bad day, or you're having a good day.
Okay.
You're doing really well. Or you're having a bad day. What's the song in the car, or that song that's going to get Alaimo going?
Man, when you bring music is
Now, give me two. Give me two or three.
I
Are
gotta
you a
look at my
dancer?
thing. Hold on, hold on,
Are you
hold
a
on.
dancer guy? Are you a
I
dancer
am a
guy?
dancer guy. Ask your son if I can dance. You can ask
Okay,
him.
all right. I'll ask Vince. Hold on. Let's get him on the phone right now. Hold on.
Uh,
Vince, Alaimo, does he dance?
let me see. Let me see.
Hey, by the way, he does say
I
hello.
don't.
I talked to him earlier today.
Did he? Tell him to say hi, Danielle too. Songs. I like. So I guess okay. I can't tell you what's going on now because I just am on the playlist and everything. But there's some songs that come on and I'll always listen to them, and that's in the classic rock songs. Really, is "Stairway to Heaven" is one of my favorite songs of
Led
all time. I
Zeppelin.
love that song.
Led Zeppelin.
And the Doors, "Light My Fire." Like you throw those on, I can
Come
literally
on,
like
baby,
on
light my
repeat.
fire. Yeah.
Those are the songs I put on repeat over and
Wow.
over again if I can hear them.
You
Yeah.
kind of shocked me tonight. I thought
And that's I wouldn't really go there on a regular basis. I'm not putting that out there. Like I'm more of a dance guy, EDM,
yeah,
rap.
I thought you were more the
I
Barry
am.
White.
I
You know.
am. Tom Jones. I'm sorry, I missed you.
Oh, but I love Jim Morrison and the Doors, and of course
Yeah,
Zeppelin. The group Zeppelin was in my time incredible. Of course, in
yeah.
the mid '70s. Yeah, without a doubt. All right. What's the go-to when? What's the go-to meal, or let's forget about the meal. What's the
Okay.
go-to restaurant? You got to name four restaurants. What's the go-to
All right.
restaurant that you're ready to go out with?
Oh my gosh. Like
I should ask you.
restaurants or like fast food? What do you mean?
You want? Okay. What's your favorite? What's your favorite
Okay,
pasta dish?
if I went, all right, let's do Italian beef because that's like in
Let's do it.
Chicago. That's like,
Yep.
and you're gonna get my take. Okay,
Uh,
Johnny's on North Avenue is the best
the
beef,
best.
the best beef, and the second is Johnny's on Arlington Heights.
If you see me, I've been to both. Yeah.
Jay's is good, Bona Beef, Portillo's, but yeah, Johnny's the best. If you had pasta, I don't do pasta a lot because I eat it like I can make pasta and stuff. So, but if I was to go out and get pasta, this restaurant I used to work at in Des Plaines, Via Roma, they were so good.
Yes, and Des Plaines.
Yeah,
Oh my God, are they still around?
I believe so. Yeah, I used to work there in 2011 to 2015.
I mean, great dishes like with like
I
your
know the
mussel.
chef. He's the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah, fantastic. I remember them just over the tracks in Des Plaines, I think it was. Yes,
I
yeah.
was working there then. That was when I was working there. around that time.
Fantastic. Yeah, somebody said they're still around, but I don't know where they're at.
So they're on so if you go on Northwest Highway, you go past Des Plaines downtown. They're right there just before the YMCA.
Yeah, Via Roma. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So that's that's the go.
If I was gonna get pasta, I would go there.
Okay.
If you were
All right. Sounds good. All right. So we know about the beef. All right.
Yeah.
And of course, it looks like we're all right. So it's been a young start career and a nice one. I mean, I got to tell you, I mean, starting in your industry and everything else, I got to ask you this question, even though, let's say, you've been at this now for about a solid 10, 11, 12 years, correct?
Yeah. As
If
far as like
you,
insurance, leadership, sales, yeah.
and everything accumulated here. And it really does transcend into these Italian places. But if you had to do this all over again, is Cristian Alaimo doing it the same way?
No.
He's not. Okay. That's a first on my show that somebody said, you would do something different, Cristian?
Yeah, I would have started sooner.
Oh, that's a beautiful answer. So my question turns into a trick answer, but that's a great answer.
But I would have learned things faster. Like there's things I learned later in life.
Sure.
That I wish and it wasn't because I didn't. How can I put it? When I was young, when I was in my early 20s, I wanted to be something else, and I put emphasis on that. But I didn't put emphasis on the right things, and I didn't learn the right things, and I didn't learn how to learn. And then over time, I learned how to learn. I learned what to focus on. And then when I got into insurance, I implemented it right away.
I got to tell you, that was real. I was expecting you to say something different, meaning, no, I would have, become like something else. But when you said it that way, that was a great answer. You would have started it sooner. So listen, I don't know how to thank you.
No, thank you.
I hope we could do
wait, hold on. You're the Hall of Famer. I don't know why you keep thanking me. It's an honor to be here with you.
No, thank you.
Like, if you guys don't know this guy's a Hall of Famer in the state of Illinois. He's infinite. He's always going to be there. He's always going to have his.
Thank you, Cristian. Thank you. I mean, it's something. Matter of fact, I'm going there this weekend for a friend of mine who's getting inducted. But that's an honor just to hear from you to say that. I truly appreciate it. But I want to thank you for coming on the conversation with John Canana. I hope you liked it. It's going to go out on YouTube and Spotify in the probably by Sunday or Monday, where everyone can see this interview with a very determined young man who's got some great thoughts. And I got to tell you, Cristian, I'll use the words of my father. You got a great work ethic, and we need more Cristian Alaimos. So thank you for tonight.
Appreciate you.
All right. We will see you down the road, and hopefully we will do a part 2 with Cristian also. Good night, everyone.
Hope so.